Are you a videographer that is still charging by an hourly or even a day rate when you go to work on a new video project for a client? Well, in this video today, I'm going to explain to you why you are exactly behind the curve going into 2025 on what is preventing you from actually making more money for your video services. And for those that out there that may not know who I am, my name is Evan Andrews. And for the past 2 years, I have been coaching other videographers just like you on how to actually add more revenue into what it is that they're doing with their video businesses or their freelance videography work. In this video today, I'm going to explain to you exactly what shift you need to make in the way that you're pricing your video projects so that you can add more revenue to your bottom line each and every month and grow year over year. So one thing that I know that everybody out there, when they start doing video work, is they start charging by what they feel like is an appropriate hourly or even potentially a day rate. Most of you guys out there start from an hourly, move into a day rate, and then just kind of stay in that day rate space based on the amount of time it takes you guys to make projects. And the one mindset shift that you actually need to start making to make more money inside of your video business or as a freelance videographer is you need to switch from time-based pricing to value-based pricing. And what I mean by value-based pricing is the inherent value or return that the video projects that you're making for people actually bring to them. So how much money does it make for them? How much time does it save for them? Because the higher that those numbers are, the more that you can actually command for what you're saving or earning for that prospect that you're working with. So if you've ever had a client that you have done a project for, you've charged maybe an hourly or a day rate, and then that client turns around and maybe makes, let's say, $10, $20, $50,000 off of what was brought in based on that video. Have you ever felt like, hey, maybe that wasn't really a fair trade of what happened in that situation? So in the rest of this video, I'm going to explain how you actually make that transition and why it's really important. So first, let's talk about the main problems of why charging by a flat rate fee or by the hour is actually hurting you in the growth of what you want to do with your video services. The first thing is that hourly pricing actually penalizes your efficiency. If you've spent hours, days, years, months, years, whatever, and actually learning a craft, that means that you're getting more efficient over time, meaning that you can complete projects in a shorter time span based on how great you've become at doing that work. So why would you actually want to hurt yourself in that scenario by making less money because you are killing yourself to actually be more efficient and do it faster so that you can work on more projects to maybe make more money? That's a common thing that a lot of people fall into, and they feel like, I get faster, I get more efficient, that means I can do more and I can make more. Whereas if you flipped that and told yourself, okay, I can actually just charge more per client, work less, and make more. Like that's eventually where we're going to get to in all of this. But it kills your level of efficiency that you've built over the last several years of working with, clients, working on projects, and just becoming a master at your craft. And the flat rate pricing, it really doesn't account for the actual impact that the projects actually have in the real world. Again, like I said earlier, if your video turns around and makes somebody $10, $20, $50,000 and you only charge them $500, $1,000, $2,000, then the trade-off there isn't always 100%, equivocal. Right? So you can be able to command a higher price by the actual impact that video has out in the real world. Value-based pricing all aligns simply in the fact of the perceived value of what you're able to do for a client and how you're able to transition them from kind of where they are to like where they want to be. So that's the whole ethos and where value-based pricing is rooted and why it's going to be the thing that propels you to actually make more money in your video business. Because overall, at the end of the day, it aligns with the results that actually come from the video work, and it doesn't align with the time that you're putting into making those results actually happen. So again, instead of focusing on hours spent filming and editing, put the focus more on the return of what that video is actually going to do for the client. And then ultimately, it's your job to position that to them when you are going and pitching them on the system or the strategy or whatever it is that you're going to be able to outline and do for them. You have to just reframe them in that conversation and make it make sense for them so that they understand exactly why your services are not $500 and they're $5,000. Because really, at the end of the day, there's three main benefits to value-based pricing. You effectively are going to earn more for doing either the same amount or less work. Overall, you're going to attract better clients in the long run because when you have higher prices, you actually attract people with more money and you stop dealing with the low base bottom feeders that, want the entire world and want you to make miracles, but they want you to do it for $500. And then also what it does is it builds confidence in your ability to be able to price a project based on value. So when you put together a system or a package for somebody that has a specific amount of deliverables, and then you deliver on that, well, over time, you're going to get better at that in and of itself. And that is going to start to generate different types of revenue. It's going to save time. It's going to do certain things that are ultimately going to be prosperous for the client. And you're going to have more of a confidence in pitching those higher ticket sums of money in your packages. And it's going to explode the confidence in you and your ability to be able to sell that. So how do we actually go from shifting around what it is that we're doing and really trick ourselves into making this a possibility for somebody who's never done it? Well, again, first you have to just really understand what your prospects or your clients' goals are and what they really value at the end of the day. You really have to understand their desired outcomes, the metrics, so that you can get a really good bird's eye view of exactly what it is that you need to do for them so that you can create around that and achieve that particular goal. And if you start looking at it as you position yourself as a solution and not so much a series of deliverables, this is going to have your prospects actually understand why they're paying more in terms of sums of money for something, because they're buying a solution. They're not just buying a video for the sake of having a video. You're not just selling a video, you're selling more stories. You're selling brand awareness. You're selling more sales. Whatever it is, that's what you're selling. You're not selling a video. A video is just the vehicle and how they actually get to the goal that they actually want to have. And really, all of this is rooted in what I look at as your limiting beliefs about what you're able to achieve. You have to remember at the end of the day that it is okay to charge more. You set your prices. If you go into a situation, I call it the waiter equation, right? So if you go in and you are, how can I help you? What is it that you need? Let me go get that for you. You are very much the waiter at a restaurant. You are just taking orders, and those are going to be the worst clients that you are inevitably going to work with because they're going to walk all over you. They're going to expect the most for the least, and it's just not going to be an advantageous situation for you to actually continue to build the business that you actually want to. And again, clients pay more for results, not so much the effort in you trying to achieve those results. Like, yeah, you can work hard and you can take tons of time and hours to be able to create this, magnificent piece for somebody. But if it's all for naught or it doesn't do anything, that client isn't going to rebuy from you month over month. And that's the whole goal of what we want to do with our video businesses is create consistency and landing retainer clients so that we have revenue coming in month over month. And then over time, inevitably what you're going to do, just like building confidence in your pricing, you're going to build confidence in the routine of the systems that you're setting up to be able to achieve results for people. And that's just going to solidify that backbone of why you're charging more. And that process will become much easier for you to say, yes, this costs $5,000 to achieve the goal that you want to do. And you won't have any sweat roll off your back because it'll just be a more natural thing. Now, is it scary at the beginning? 100% yes. I think the biggest thing that you have to overcome out of everything that I've said in this video is your limiting beliefs on that what you do is actually worth something. Now, yes, in this process, do you have to pay your dues? Do you have to learn strategy? Do you have to learn and understand how the videos compile and work together inside of a system? Yes, you do have to learn that. And you may have to to learn that for the cheap or for free to get your feet wet in that. But only after a few reps in those arenas are you going to be able to say with full confidence that you can achieve specific results for your clients. It just takes a little bit of time to learn and understand that. So again, at the end of the day, value-based pricing, it's not necessarily about just charging more for the sake of charging more. That would be taking advantage of people. But actually what it is, it's actually about alignment. It's alignment with what it is that your prospects' goals are and aligning that with what you know that you can charge for making that goal a reality for them. Because remember, when you focus on the value, everybody wins in the situation. So if you are a videographer out there and you're still charging by these hourly and these day rates, then if you've got anything out of this video, it is to think wholeheartedly about the outcomes that you are achieving with the videos that you are selling. And if you can't bring yourself to really pinpoint what that value is, then you might be making the wrong kinds of videos or working with the wrong kinds of people. And if you are coming to that conclusion and you're really not sure where you may need to go from here, in the description of this video is a link back to my Instagram. And if you're a videographer that wants to grow, wants to get more clients, and wants to actually charge what they know that they're worth, then you can DM me on Instagram the word grow, and I'll know exactly why you're there. I'll know that you watched a video of mine, and I'll be able to chat with you one-on-one about how my one-to-one mentorship might be the thing that you need to actually start charging what you know that you're worth. So again, if that's you, if you're a videographer or a video business out there that is just stuck and doesn't know what their next move is, visit the link down in the description below, and I'll see you on the other side.